idea to Luigi. But we're going to go see the Pope. Excuse me. And the barber said, don't waste your time and money. You'll get nowhere near the Pope. There's always 200,000 people in front of the Pope. It's a waste of your time. 3 weeks went by, and Luigi came running in to get his 2 hairs cut off. And the barber said, well, I see the plane didn't crash. They showed us 2 movies. We had filet mignon wrapped in bacon. The stewardesses were wonderful. It was a wonderful, smooth flight. But I'll bet the country was a mess when you got there. Oh, it was beautiful. It was springtime. We went to the opera. And on every street corner, Italians were standing around with French bread in their armpits, singing songs, drinking wine, and making love. But I know you got nowhere near the Pope. And a tear came to Luigi's eyes, and he said, you know, it was the moment of my life. I knelt right in front of him, and he's put his hands on my head, and he looked into my eyes, and he said, Luigi, my son, where did you get that lousy haircut? So you just have to ignore those in your club who wonder how the heck you ever got to be the leader. Don't pay attention to the naysayers, and be like Luigi and be an optimist. 4 things you need to do. First, you need to set a goal. A leader must always set a goal. It's done best if this can be done by consensus of the club. You need to write your goal down. How many new members net are you going to get this year? How much per capita increase are you going to get to the Rotary Foundation? How many projects is your club going to sponsor and undertake? How many people are you going to get to attend the district conference? These are specific goals that need to be set by someone who would be an uncommon Rotary leader. Second, you need to develop a business plan to reach the goal. How are you going to achieve that goal? Third, you need to work the business plan at every meeting, and you need to invite people to participate, to engage them in working the business plan. And fourth, you need to recognize those people in your club who actually do this work, because recognition from our peers is one of the great rewards of Rotary membership. Above all, you need a sense of commitment. Commitment. John Adams said it, so when I repeat what he said, 2 kinds of people count. Those people who make commitments and those people who keep them. In my lifetime, I have traveled the globe extensively, and I've met many Rotarians the world over. I've come across many definitions of commitment. In just 2 days, we Americans are going to celebrate Independence Day, the 4th of July. And I'm reminded of the commitment of a woman I met who wanted to become a citizen of the United States. Talk about commitment. I was sitting in the den of my home one evening, a few seasons back, when a judge of the Superior Court, a member of my Rotary Club, called me on the phone and asked if I would come to his courthouse the following morning and give a talk to 40 new citizens of the United States who were going to be sworn in as citizens that morning in his courtroom. Give them a talk about democracy. I thought, well, I know about democracy. I can do this in my sleep. This will be an easy assignment. My ego was puffed up because I knew that the judge knew a lot of lawyers, and I thought it was nice of him to ask me to come and do this speech. And so the following morning, I got in my fancy car, put on a fancy suit, cleared my throat, and drove to the courthouse and walked into his courtroom. And there they were, sitting behind the bench, 40 brand new citizens of the United States of America. And he gave me a wonderful introduction, and my ego was puffed up immensely. And he said, Mr. King is going to now talk to us about what it means to understand American democracy. I began my talk, and I noticed in the front row a young woman And the man sitting next to her, I assumed was her husband, and two young girls, two children. And the tears were streaming down this young mother's face. And I thought, my gosh, I just got started. My talk can't be that bad. But she was crying softly all during my talk. When the talk was finished, they swore the citizens in. And then we had coffee and cake and refreshments. And I went over and I introduced myself to this young woman and asked her where she was from. She said, we're from East Germany. And I said, today you're new citizens. Yes, it's a great day, Mr. King. And we appreciate your talk so very much. How did you get here? We wanted to escape. We knew that our three children would never have an opportunity to make something of their lives unless we got to the United States. So we contacted an organization that was specializing in helping people escape underneath the Berlin Wall from East Berlin to West Berlin. I had been to East Berlin 2 or 3 times, and I knew that it was a very drab place. There was no color. It was all gray. It was as if the Second World War had just ended the day before I arrived. And I understood what she was talking about when she said, we decided that this was no place to raise young children. So we contacted this organization that helped people escape underneath the Berlin Wall. And they said, we can help you. We will come one night when you least expect it, and you will have to come then. You cannot bring any luggage. You cannot bring any money. You cannot bring anything but yourselves. And you'll have to come when we call. About a half a year later, 6 months later, at around 1 a.m. in the morning, there was a knock on our door. Their car motor was still running out by the sidewalk. And they said, come now. Come as you are. Come now. They raced us in the car to Checkpoint Charlie, the Berlin Wall. The Berlin Wall was not just a wall. Those of you that have been there remember that it was the size of a football field. And there was barbed wire just on the ground all over the football field. And there were Stasi guard towers above the Berlin Wall, and they had machine guns. And I had stood on the western side of the Berlin Wall and seen the Jewish Stars of David and the Christian crosses of people who had tried to escape underneath the wall, but had been shot by the guards and killed in the process. So I knew it was a dangerous undertaking. We got to the wall, she said, and the people said to us, now there's one thing we haven't told you, but you must promise to do this. You must crawl underneath the barbed wire until you reach the western side of the Berlin Wall. Freedom. But if one of the guards sees you in one of the guard towers and points his rifle and shoots, you cannot stop to help the injured person. The rest of you must continue to go on because we don't want you captured and tortured in case you reveal the names of the people who helped you escape, because we have a long list of people who want our help and we cannot afford to be informed on. So you must promise to keep going. And they said, yes, we will keep going. We will do that. So we began to crawl. It was the longest night of my life, she said. We crawled little by little, and we almost made it. But not too short of the western side of the wall, a shot rang out, and my youngest girl cried out, Mommy, Mommy. And I couldn't stop. We left her there. I don't know whether she was alive or dead, but we left her there. And we kept on crawling. So we're happy to be here today, Mr. Kane. Thank you for your speech about democracy. We're very proud to be citizens of this great country. And I said, my dear lady, you know more about democracy than I will ever know. You paid a price, a commitment that I don't even begin to comprehend. I was born here. I've lived here my entire life. I'm lucky enough to be a citizen by birth of the United States of America. Thank you for your commitment. Thank you for the price you paid. Thank you for your allegiance to the flag of the United States of America. Commitment. Commitment motivates people to get things done. Commitment to do the job right. Commitment to see it through. Commitment to uncommon leadership and uncommon vision. And so I call upon you to give your best commitment to Rotary this coming year. I congratulate you on your willingness to serve. May I close with the words of a great president of Rotary International who served in 1966 and 1967. He was a quiet theologian from Salt Lake City. I loved him. His name was Richard Evans. And at our international convention in Nice in 1967, Richard Evans mounted the podium of the Rotary world and spoke to the Rotarians of the globe with these provocative words. It sometimes seems that we live as if we wondered when life was going to begin. It isn't always clear just what we're waiting for, but some of us sometimes persist in waiting so long that life slips by, that finding us waiting for something that has been going on all the time. There is no reason to doubt good intentions. But when in the world are we going to begin to live as if we understood that this is it? This is life. This is our time, our day, our generation, our one chance to do something for somebody else. This is the life in which the work of this life is to be done. This is it. Whether we are thrilled or disappointed, busy or bored, givers or takers. This is life. It's all we've got. And it's passing. What in the world are we waiting for? On behalf of all of us in Rotary International, we congratulate you on your willingness to serve, on your position of leadership this coming year, a challenging and engaging time for all of us the world over. But in the words of our new president, Rotary offers opportunities to each of us to achieve uncommon results in our lives through Rotary service. God bless you and congratulations.
Fantastic. Sharon, would you like to introduce?
Okay, well, where did he leave already?
No.
No. Nope, he's still here.
He's still here. We're going
No,
by our.
Okay, no, I just want to say just thank you so much for being a part of our program. You shared so much knowledge with us. I love your humor. It makes your talk even more, great to listen. But I really want to say thank you from all of us for sharing your time with us, your valuable time with us. Once again, thank you.
Thank you very much.
Okay, so now at this time, at this time, I'd like to ask just Assistant Governor Dick May to say a few words and then to introduce our incoming presidents.
Thank you very much, Sharon. And again, congratulations for all you have done. First, I'd like to echo the words of praise for our speaker, for past Rotary International President Richard King. He was my motivational speaker at PETS in my year as a president. As you have seen, he's both articulate and polished. He's also a very funny guy, but more than that, when you talk to him and you hear the stories in his past, the things he has seen and done that have committed him to being the advocate, the passionate advocate for Rotary that he has been for so many years. It's what we in Hawaii would say is chicken skin time. So a huge mahalo for that. This is time for our change of leadership for two clubs on the west side together. In the military, changes of command are said to be not for the outgoing or incoming leaders so much as they are for all in the unit itself, to understand that continuity will be there despite the change of leaderships and changes in styles, that the organization will endure and continue. And we will see a lot of that. What is different from the military is that in the military, when you leave a command, you're basically moving somewhere else. You're saying goodbye to your ohana. We have the good fortune here in Rotary to remain as part of that ohana and continue to be active in it. And more than just our individual clubs, we're working on collaboration. These two clubs together are evidence of that. We are going to do great things together to leverage the power of small clubs into larger workforces that put the most of our time, talent, treasure to work. And it'll be a challenging time. You hear people on the mainland rip their masks off and say, we're so over COVID. COVID's not over with us. And so we're going to see some times and real challenges for Rotary. So what would it say to our incoming presidents, both of them, is your Rotary is your ohana, it's your family. Look around at your fellow Rotarians and sister Rotarians. If someone's not present, find out why. Make sure they're okay. We need to support one another before we can move forward to support the larger public. So a bit about our presidents. I'll do this one at a time and then they will introduce their board. First up is going to be Arlene Estrella, our Rotary Club of Kapolei president. This will be her second time as the president. I had the good fortune to be a member of the club under her presidency and then to follow her. She's a dynamo. She is not born and raised in Hawaii. She is a Canadian, was educated in Western Ontario, and she is one of several wonderful Canadians who have graced our club over the years. And so she's been a member since 2011, as I recall. I think it was January of 2011 when she came aboard. She has served in a whole variety of positions in the club and done them all well. I think one of the things I'd like to offer is she never says no, and she's just ready for any task. She's one of our stevedores. You need a storage shed repacked, you need heavy containers moved. She is plenty fit because she runs Bodhi massage and wellness services. So she's as likely to be out lifting 150-pound, bags or parcels as anyone in the club. Everything that helps the club is something that she engages in. So a huge thank you to Arlene for stepping up again. Over to you, Arlene, to introduce your board.
Thank you, Dick. All right. Yes, as Dick said, it's my second time around. So it's been, I think, 6 or 7 years since the last time, 7 years since the last time I was president. So I had some break during that time. So I'd like to introduce my board. I'd like to introduce Sharon Charbonneau. She's going to be my secretary. Welcome. I have Joni Henderson as my treasurer. I have Natasha Claren as my foundation chair, and community service will be Barbara Lumley. Youth services co-chairs will be Pat Murphy and Dan Fullenweider. My international service chair will be Marianne Vergara. My public image chair will be Donna Kuneva. My sergeant at arms will be Mark Barnes, and doing double duty as membership chair will be Dick May. And of course, thank you to our immediate past president, Sean McManus. So I look forward to working alongside my board to move our club forward.
Mahalo, Arlene, you're off to a great year. Okay, our next up president of the West Pearl Harbor Club, Raji Buxit. And Raji, if you haven't guessed, is not a Canadian. Raji actually was born in the Philippines, moved to Hawaii at the age of 5. And he's a guy with an ever-present smile, and his heart is as big as all outdoors. Raji is interested in doing whatever he can to help the larger community around him, and he's making an impact. He's a fast starter. He's basically been in his club for just a bit over a year. And last year he was their youth services chair and stepped up early to be the president. So I guess the point I'd make at this point is there's a couple of great things about Rotary. One of them is we don't wear out our presidents and send them away in tears. They stay with us and continue to serve, and some step up for another time. The other great thing about it is more and more we're bringing in young Rotarians, putting them to work, giving them real tasks and real roles, and asking them to get their teeth into it and step up and take leadership positions. And we are better for both of those things. So Raji exemplifies that. He is a counselor and one of the key pillars of the early college program at Waipahu High School, and is doing a wonderful job mentoring and leading students who will go on to continue their education and become our future leaders. So that's really, I think, a great attribute of his, that he's very, very interested in bringing along the youth. So Raji, we'll look at you to lead a great club, grow the club, and bring in more young folks. And we'll look to both of you as presidents to find as many opportunities to collaborate on our West Side Hui so that we can take the strength of combined clubs to do great things. All the best to you.
Thank you, Dick, for the kind introduction. And I hope to do my best, to work together with other clubs on the West Side so we can move forward, as one big, great machine towards, helping the community and hopefully eventually the world. Yeah. So I want to introduce my directors and officers for the upcoming Rotary year. For Vice President, we have Sharon Amano. For Secretary, we have Alison De Los Santos. For Treasurer, we have Rona Slingerland. For Club Service, we have Sonia Mendez. For Community Service, we have Paula Wong. For International Service, we have Dr. Mark Silliman. For New Generation or Youth Services, that will be me, Raji Mark Buxit. For Vocational Services, we have Linda Parsons. For Foundation, we have Sharon Amano. For Public Relations, we have Sonia Mendez. And for HRYF, we have Richard Ito. And I'm glad to work with this power team towards the new Rotary year. Thank you.
Thank you, Raji. And at this time, we'd like to call back past Rotary International President Rick King to induct our new leaders.
Thank you very much. Those of you to be inducted, if you can, would you please stand in your home or your office or wherever you are at the moment. Raise your right hand and repeat after me. I, and then give your own name, not somebody else's, but your name. Solemnly promise that I will fulfill the duties to which I have been assigned or elected, that I will provide uncommon commitment to the life-saving work of Rotary International this coming year, and that within 6 months, I will invite someone to come to visit Rotary as my guest so that the club may continue to grow and develop throughout the globe and the world. This is my solemn commitment, and I so do in the name of my God. Amen. Thank you very much and congratulations. You are now inducted.
Thank you. Mahalo. Mahalo, everybody, and mahalo, Mr. King, for gracing us with your great presence.
Okay, at this time, if we can hear from Arlene and share with us your plans for your club, and then later on, Raji.
Thank you, Sharon. I'll keep it short and sweet in efforts for the time. I'd look forward to serving as club president again. I hope that in the 7 years that I've learned so much more and I could provide more to the club. I'm excited to serve our community and perpetuate Rotary's work to build goodwill and build better friendships. I know as Dick had mentioned, I am from Canada and I've lived on this island for 10 years and pretty much been a Rotarian the whole time. And Rotary is my family. So whenever we have fundraisers, I have a hard time looking for people because everybody I know is in Rotary. So, you know, everybody in our club probably will know that, you know, they've invited me in their homes as for Thanksgiving and whatnot. But, you know, Rotary truly is my family, and I appreciate working side by side with everyone to make our community better. And also we do have our global grant in the process. So hopefully we could extend our goodwill throughout to the Philippines for our water project that we have proposed over there. So with that, I'd like to pass it on to Raji.
Thank you, Arlene. Hi, everyone. So I wanted to, begin my short remarks. I hope I keep it, short as I can. I know it's almost close to 5 and everyone's ready to go relax, barbecue, start drinking. It's 5 o'clock somewhere, yeah? Okay, so I wanted to begin this by thanking everyone in the West Pearl Harbor, Rotary Club. It's because, without their guidance and their support, I would not have had, the courage and the conviction to even run for this position. But my Rotary Club has taught me a lot of things. But the ones that stuck to me the most is to work hard for what you're passionate for, to work with a smile, and to also work with love. And through the the year I've been with the Rotary Club, I learned that the size of the club is usually not determined by the amount of members, but by the size of each member's heart. And I joined the Rotary Club because my boss told me to. Thank you, Dr. Silliman. But you know what? I don't regret my decision. I learned a lot, and I learned a valuable lesson from him. That not everyone is born a Rotarian, and that's true. And some people need to be taught. And it's not like I didn't like helping people, but it's more like I wanted to help people, but I didn't know how. And by him, introducing me to Rotary, by him meeting all you amazing people, I was able to learn how to help people. I was able to be given the resources in how to help people. Yeah. And so, even though majority of the members are seasoned veterans, their energy and passion exceeded my expectation. Whenever it comes down to doing things in the community, to helping somebody, to helping others, to helping the world, they're full of fire. And if they want, and they could, they'd be running forever just to help everyone they could. So it was not difficult for me to want to be part of this energy, part of this big machine. So I'll be lying if I didn't say that I'm not intimidated by all the responsibilities that that'll be taken by this role. But I know I'm also in good hands because I'm supported by my amazing members who will guide me through this Rotary year. And I do have a lot of ideas of what to do for the next Rotary year. Unfortunately, with me, I'm very unorganized as a person, so these ideas are all popping out like fireworks. I hope to eventually that just in our Rotary year that we even start going to Mars and start doing Rotary clubs, community service over there. So wouldn't it be cool if we were the first people, the Rotarians on Mars, greeting everyone who goes there, and we will be able to help them out and settle them in their new planet. Yeah, so kind of crazy ideas. But I'm excited for this new Rotary year. I'm happy to have started this new Rotary year with an amazing speaker like Rick King to help motivate us, with amazing people like you guys that I'll be working with towards the future. And so I look forward to it. Thank you.
Thank you, Arlene and Raji, for your inspirational speech, and we look forward to working with both of you in the upcoming year. I love the idealism of the youth. I mean, to think that Raji has thoughts of meeting in Mars. I mean, that's way out there, but you know what? That's what we need. We need all these new, fresh ideas to make our clubs continue to stay vibrant and grow. And so with that, I really like to again congratulate both of you. I think you're both on the right track, and you're on the right track in making Rotary opens opportunities for growth and what was it? I lost my train. Growth and renewal. So thank you so much and congratulations. So with that, I'd like to call on Naomi to lead us in the four-way test. Oh,
Congratulations to everyone. And the four-way test that we've been saying since the 1940s is still applicable today that it was back then. So let's all say the four-way test of the things we think, say, or do first.
Is it the
the
truth?
Truth.
Second,
Is it
Is it
fair?
to all concerned?
concerned?
Third,
Will it
Will
build
it
build
Build
goodwill
and better
better
friendship.
friendships?
fourth,
Will it be
Will it be
beneficial?
Be beneficial to all concerned.
Concerned.
and what is the fifth one?
Will it
Fun.
be fun? Yay! Mahalo, everybody.
Thank you.
Mahalo and thank you all. The meeting is now adjourned and we are right on time. It is 5:01. Can you believe that?
What was the fifth one? What
Will
was
it
the
be
fifth one?
fun?
Will it be
Oh, will
fun?
it be fun?
Thank you, Sonia, for
Eric and Lisa.
putting our schedule together so that we can stay on time.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. Good luck on your new year.
And
Bye.
Hi, Jack. And those are the first lady here.
Thanks, Richard. Richard, are you still on?
Bill, our boy.
Huh?
Bill, our boy. Liz.
Oh, yeah.
Congratulations, Dana.
Thank you.
Very, very
Needs water when you get home.
Okay.
She was the winner of our cork pool today.
Or Rick was.
Brickwell.
Rick was. So
Yeah, I've gotten enough about that already after last week.
We didn't have anything big enough to put all the corks in.
There you
So
go.
that's when I came up with the bowl.
there you go.
And so they're all in here.
You should find a different place to put the cork.